Welcome to all Caribbean entrepreneurs. If you've been ready and waiting to take your business digital and get paid online while you sip something strong on the beach, this podcast is for you. We'll hear from the Caribbean's finest entrepreneurs on topics like e-commerce, business development, brand building, social media, their wins and failures. This is the only place in the region helping you navigate the digital age from the Caribbean's perspective. This is Digipreneur FM. And now, let's give it up for the Digiboss himself, Mr. Karan Rose.
Thank you to everybody tuning in to another episode of the Digipreneur FM podcast. And as usual, it is your boy, Mr. Rose. DJ, you gotta fade us all the way out. You gotta fade us all the way out because we gotta talk to the people. It is Saturday, April 27th, and this is episode number 159. 159. How are you lovely, lovely people of the Digipreneur community doing? I hope your week has, gone by relatively good. I hope you are taking the opportunity to get some rest in on this weekend. April came and April went. I know I was not as active as I would have liked to have been on the podcast this month. Man, it's just been busy. That's all I can say. It's just been an extremely busy month. And by the time I finished getting, just prepping for the day, getting work done and whatever and whatnot, getting on the mic was always rough. But I mean, the thing is, the good news is that, we still have a lot of content that drops every single day, from the news articles in Jamaica Observer, TT Newsday. Every Fridays is the radio show. We dropped a bunch of blogs. And then this month, we dropped a number of case studies as well, looking at the Caribbean, the airlines industry and kind of seeing how Caribbean Airlines stacks up to some of the other industry giants and how their marketing strategies are looking. We looked at 5 content creators and how they're and what type of insights we can get from their social media prowess. We also did a case study on car dealerships and car brands, and then looking at the performance of 5 car sales reps through different dealerships, looking at their social media performance and whatnot. And then we did another one a couple days ago on 5 of Jamaica's powerhouse women and seeing how they have been able to, build up these massive communities online. So, I mean, we have been busy. We've been busy. But you already know I love to get on the mic for Digipreneur FM and do my thing over here. So, you know what? The funny thing is that I could go without blogging. I could go without doing a video in a while, and I would never miss it. But I legit miss, it bothers me when I don't get a podcast episode out. It actually bothers me. It's on my mind, and I'm like, damn, I need to get up and go drop an episode and whatnot. And I mean, there's always so much content. There's so many things to talk about. People in marketing or trying to set their content game up. A question I get asked is, do you ever run out of content? And no, years later, from when I started back in 2016, no, you could create content. I think I've created content every single day since 2016. And not every day is business content. There's times where it's something else, but no, every day I've created content since I started because there's just always so much to talk about. There's so much happening, Anywho, what are we dealing with? What are we dealing with today? Today's episode we are going to be talking about the marketing industry in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, if you're hearing a rooster in the back, because I feel like it's loud as hell in my headphones, you know, we gotta get a name for the rooster outside, man. I don't know. Let's call him Russ, Jimmy Russ, Rusty Jimmy, Jim Russ. I don't know. Let's give the rooster a name. He is loud in my ears, doing the most right about now, right? And I like to record my podcast episodes early, so you know that's when they're most active. You know, it's the joys of being a content creator in the Caribbean, and these are the elements that we have to deal with. Anywho, the marketing industry in Trinidad and Tobago. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where do we begin? I feel like this month has been really eye-opening. It's been really eye-opening because I think the marketing industry in Trinidad, I'll come right out and say it, I think it's terrible. I think the marketing industry in Trinidad and Tobago, I think is terrible. Like it's absolute rubbish. I think it's terrible. And that's not to say that the career of marketing isn't good. It's essential. I think this is the best time to be in marketing. There's so many things happening. You know, it's an extremely dynamic and fun industry. And because because marketing has become so tech influenced, for me, I love it. I enjoy it because there's so many tech aspects that make or break businesses when it comes to marketing now, right? And you have to be a tech savvy person now if you want to play in the marketing industry, right? But the industry in Trinidad is, oh boy, it's an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess. And if you are somebody that's in school and you're doing your bachelor's and you're going on to your master's, to me, it's really rough because you're going to school to land a job in the industry. And to me, going to school for marketing and staying in Trinidad doesn't make any sense. Like if you are going to school, getting your degrees, and you're applying for jobs outside of Trinidad, possibly even outside of the region altogether, then okay, cool. But marketing in Trinidad is really, really terrible. So I want to get into that. Now, why was this week eye-opening for me? It's because there was a lot of conversations, right? There was a lot of conversations that I seen online, or I got tagged in, or I got pulled into, and just a lot of offline conversations. This month, we have seen quite a number of job postings for people in marketing, and every single one of them was worse than the next. Now, I want to state that a bad job posting is a symptom of a much bigger problem, right? It's a symptom of a much bigger problem. And it just shows you that the companies are not functioning well. They're not functioning good internally. And you can tell by the job postings that there's a lack of leadership, there's no direction, and there's probably a lot of internal problems. And you're either going to be one of those people that just suck it up until better could be done, or, maybe you don't value yourself and your self-worth, and you're fighting imposter syndrome, and you feel like, this is just what it is, and this is where you just have to be. But the job market is ass. It's It's ass. I don't even know how else to say it. It's ass. I'm going to go through some of these job roles that I seen posted this month, right? And I want you guys to forgive me from now. You know, there's episodes that I script out so I can make sure I hit everything. I don't have this one scripted, so, bear with me, right? Bear with me. We're going to work through this together, but bear with me. So let's start. I pulled up a number of job postings that I seen come out this month. And again, just listen to them. I'll try not to go through I'll try not to go through every single line by line detail because some of them are a laundry list. But bear with me. Let's go through these job postings. And again, keep in mind that these are just symptoms of a bigger problem within the organization. So let's kick things off with les images parfaites des spas. Now, this isn't a big company. Like, I believe they only have one location. I go there. I go there, right? I enjoy their services. I think they're good people, right? But when I seen the job posting for a marketing manager, I was like, Lord have mercy. We could have done some research. We could have asked a question. If you did your homework, you would have never put out this job, or it would have never been framed up like this, right? So, anyways, L'Image Parfait des Spas hiring for a marketing manager. Are you looking for a marketing challenge where you are accountable for the growth and expansion of a small company? We are currently hiring, and this is where it gets spooky. We want a marketing manager with experience in software engineering, graphic design, social media, and sales. They want someone with experience in software engineering, graphic design, social media, and sales. Now, I usually don't ever highlight small businesses or I try to stick to only the large companies that we know have HR departments. So then, it's like, how did this get past HR, then the hiring managers and yada, 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 right? But when I seen they wanted software engineering, like, how did that even come into the equation? Like, software engineering is a whole different field altogether. Nothing related to marketing. So I don't even know where you're going with you want experience with software engineering. A software engineer ain't looking at anything marketing related. And a marketing manager isn't looking at anything remotely close to software engineering. So how did software engineering end up in your job spec? Absolutely no idea, right? But it just goes to show you that in Trinidad and Tobago, the lack of research before you put out anything just doesn't exist. Quality control just doesn't exist. We just make up things and go with it. I've never seen this. I've lived in Canada for 28 years. I've never seen this. Right? I've never even heard of the lack of attention to detail like what I see in Trinidad. It's astounding to me. But anywho, software engineering. All right, cool. Let's keep it moving. Then we got over to, now this one was funny, right? 5 Islands looking for a marketing and social media specialist. Shout outs to everybody that tagged me in this because the tags were not only funny, but I'm just pulling up the tags, right? So a bunch of people tagged me in this, and the best part was you have people having conversations about how bad the job is, right? But then I'm seeing people sharing the job, and I'm reading some of the comments, and some of the comments are like, Facebook should create a while-in button. Then I see this is wild. When Jesus coming to take this walk because this is wild. Hashtag wildin'. I love it because I just seeing people even referencing the companies are wild and in their own little ways is just kind of funny. It just lets me know that people are really paying attention and they're keeping their eyes open. So, anyways, when you look at the social media and marketing specialist, right? I got tagged a bunch of times, and my only comment to this was because I wasn't gonna do a video. I don't do a video on every single job that comes out because I'd be doing like 20 videos a week on just bad jobs, right? So I rarely do them. I do them once when a vibes catch me. But anyways, 5 islands, marketing and social media specialists. So the overview says they want you to develop, manage, analyze, coordinate marketing activities and social media initiatives and data to provide insights and recommendations that drive strategic decision making, optimize campaign performance, improve brand awareness and company revenue. The role requires a combination of analytical skills, creative skills, traditional and digital marketing expertise, and a deep understanding of social media platforms and trends. So the comment that I had on this post, the only thing I said about this post was, I love the size of the font they used to ensure they captured every single detail about the role. Because boy, the font's small. There's so much they want you to do, right? So develop duties and responsibilities. Develop and manage the company's social media strategic plan to achieve maximum online exposure for the park. Develop, execute, and monitor the digital strategy across all channels. Manage and optimize social media channels, including content creation and community engagement. Assist with implementing social media advertising campaigns to increase brand awareness. Assist with the development of marketing strategies, marketing campaigns, plans, and budgets. Assist with the development of new revenue-generating business opportunities at the park. My goodness. They want you to develop new revenue-generating business opportunities as well. My goodness. Monitor social media conversations, trends, and audience sentiments, yada. Provide regular analytics and evaluate KPIs on all social media platforms. Monitor, track, and track all online activity of the company's competitors. So you got to do competitor research and analysis. Manage content and design of the company's website. So they want a web developer. Updating all park promotional materials, kits, channels, including email marketing. So you want a graphic designer and an email marketing specialist. Assist with the management of marketing-related events at the park during operations. So if you got to go get up in a costume and start to shook and jive, sing and dance, they want you to do that too. Prepare regular reports to communicate marketing and social media performance. Any other related duties than the marketing department. That was page 1. Page 2, education and experience. 3 to 5 years of working experience. They want you to have a degree in marketing, business admin, digital marketing, proven experience in marketing, social media management, strong analytical skills, in-depth knowledge of digital marketing principles, familiarity with all the social media platforms, familiarity with branding and marketing principles and consumer behavior, strong communication skills, graphic design and photography or video production skills or qualifications. And it goes on. Right? It goes on. Must be able to interact with all team members and guests and customers. Must be able to work on weekends and public holidays as required. Hey, if I'm in marketing, why do I need to work on public holidays and weekends? Well, I guess they want you to come in and shoot content. Oh yeah, because they want you to be a content creator as well. And these jobs are not paying more than 7.5. They're not paying more than 7,500 TT dollars. And for those that are tuning in from other islands or other parts of the world, that works out to be 1,100 US dollars for the entire month. $1,100. They want you to do that. Let's keep it moving. Now, sorry about that, to clear my throat. Now let's keep it moving. So now we have, this brings us over to Mina House. Now I had done 2 videos on Mina House for companies that are wilding 2 years ago. And guess what, folks? 2 years later, they're still trying to hire a marketing executive. I believe they've been trying to hire this person for the last 4 years, because I know a couple of people that worked with them or worked for them, and it's been over the years now, right? We're in 2024. They've been hiring. So Mina House wants a marketing executive to unleash their creativity. They need to have experience or a certificate in graphic design and be proficient in Adobe Suite. I always have a problem with this. Like, if you guys want somebody from marketing, they just need to know how to use Canva and put together graphics. If you need to know the Adobe Suite, then you're looking for a professional graphic designer, right? And graphic designers are not marketers. Anyways, you also have to have experience in email marketing. You need to be able to have photography skills. Oh, boy. You got to have photography skills, excellent communication, and outgoing personality. So you got to be, got to know marketing, got to know email marketing, and then you got to know graphic design, and then you got to be able to you got to be a photographer as well, right? And last time I checked, I still have that contract. I actually have a Mina House contract from a past, from somebody who worked with them, right? And they were getting paid 5.5 for that same role. So let's keep it moving. 5.5. Oh boy. Imagine having all this experience, being certified in graphic design, and this is what awaits you. Let's keep it moving. So now we get on to, oh boy, the digital content creator role. And this was for global brands of companies. This one was a doozy. So the candidates will be responsible for the general management and production, creation, editing, and reporting of all digital content for the global brands group of companies, herein understood to be Burger Boys, Global Brands, Sparrow Foods, Falcon Holdings, and all of the brands operating under these companies. Brands that fall under Global Brands group of companies shall mean Pizza Boys, Church's Chicken, Church's Texas Chicken, Rituals Coffee House, Rituals Cafe, Rituals Sushi, Alen, Walk and Roll, Heroes Sports Bars, VIP Flyers Club, Donut Boys, and any other new company they bring on stream. Imagine you got to create content for 11 brands and then some, whatever else they decide to invest in. For the creation of all brand content, you got to be able to do photography, videography, animation, management, and oversight of all social media platforms, branded mobile apps, their rewards program, apps, and branded websites, including but not limited to the following: TikTok, IG, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, and any new platforms management may require. They want you to develop and create material specific for audience and demographics identified by brand specs, create brand awareness, and ensure a strong online reputation through constant engagement and well-planned, timely, accurate, platform-relevant updates, consistent management and oversight of all digital channels, creation and redesign of existing material resources to ensure digital content is consistent. You need to visit the stores on a monthly basis to ensure that the content is captured and creatively advertised as required for all major events and promotions. You also need to contribute creative ideas and assist with the design and development of visual content such as infographics, social media tiles, graphic flyers, and videos. You need to assist in drafting and delivering email blasts, push notifications, reward program campaigns, challenges, and general content across all of the brands. Assist with marketing campaigns using existing material to creatively capture the audience across all brands. Generate digital metrics and analytics with a view of providing data-driven reviews of the effectiveness of the digital presence and campaigns, including but not limited to monthly reporting on social media, monthly reporting on followers, subscriber growth, alongside the rewards programs, the app growth, and usage statistics. You got to manage all social media platforms on a daily basis and ensure that any negative posts or comments are addressed within 12 hours of occurrence. This is for all the platforms, Ensure that all comments and responses to social media queries, posts are drafted, completed in an efficient, professional, and creative manner within 24 hours, upholding professional and modern characteristics. Keep updated with trends of smartphones and computer systems used with the aim of ensuring compatibility of content to the content posted to the end user. That is wild. Keep up with the trends of smartphones and computer systems. Holy smokes. Stay updated with all new developments in the organization through interactions with other teams such as advertising, product development, brand management, sales. Creation of monthly content on social media calendars to be updated on a weekly basis. Any other related duties. Oh my goodness. Let me see what else. Qualifications. So you have to have a bachelor's degree in digital media, graphic design, or a related field. You see, this is wild. You're looking for a digital content creator, and you want that person to be have a degree in graphic design or digital media. Again, you're looking for marketers, right? You're pretty much your whole entire job spec was marketing related. Your graphic designers are not marketers. Your content creators are not marketers. Your content creators know how to create good content for social media, but they're not marketers, right? Anywho, they also want you to have 3 years experience, knowledge of all the social media platforms, knowledge of photography with emphasis on food photography. You need to be able to use photo and digital editing software, including but not limited to Photoshop, Lightroom, Premiere Pro, and Illustrator. I'm not going to go through the rest, right? You got to have the whole Adobe suite down pack. This job is paying $6,500. All of that, what I just listed, 11 brands, $6,500. What are we doing? So after all of that, right, let's move on. Now we're looking at a job that came out by Trini Trailers. Check this out. We are growing our team. They want a social media and customer interaction specialist. My word. This is for the Rafco Trading Limited brands, Clean It Yourself, Trini Trailers, Cater Pro, Tiny Spaces. The salary, and this is the only points that I'll give them. The salary is, they listed the salary, right? We didn't have to do any digging or speak to people to get the salary. Salary is $5,000. They're giving you a cell phone, a laptop, and you'll participate in the group health plan. You need to work 6 days a week. I'm glad they're letting you know up front you're going to be working like a dog. 6 days a week, either 8 to 4 or 9 to 5. You pick your choices of madness. You can join their team. So the job overview is join the team as a social media and customer interaction specialist. You'll engage with our vibrant customer base through social media and in-person interactions. Promoting our diverse product offerings across all social media platforms. Responsibilities. You need to develop and implement creative social media content and campaigns across each platforms. You need to interact with customers to provide and process information in response to inquiries, concerns, requests about products and services. Greet visitors professionally and manage in-person inquiries at the warehouse. Yo, this is why there's just no respect in these spaces. Because if I am in marketing, digital marketing at that, social media marketing, what am I doing greeting customers and managing in-person inquiries at the warehouse? Why am I doing that? You need to handle equipment sales and rentals and provide detailed product information and support to enhance customer service experience. Why am I doing that? Why am I handling sales and rentals? You need to proactively respond to online, social media, and WhatsApp messages to bolster customer relations. Coordinate with logistics regarding bookings, deliveries, and sales assignments to drivers. Strong content creation skills and social media management skills. Excellent communication, proficient in the Microsoft Suite, prior experience in social media, adaptable to dynamic and entrepreneurial work environment. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And the best part is that where'd they go? They're looking for graduates. They're looking for fresh graduates out of university. So you have to have a degree or, experience, right? No. Just no. Let's keep it moving, right? Let's keep it moving. All right, and those are some of the jobs that came up. Now, what I also want to reference is that I have in front of me the HRC Associates, the compensation reports, right? So I have the report in front of me. And basically, there's this entity that goes around asking companies, they're essentially the salaries of different employees, different positions across multiple landscapes. So and you know what? This report has some validity because it's voluntary. Like they don't capture all of the how in the US and other places there's Glassdoor, there's all these entities online that you could just go find salary information as to what is happening in a particular space, and it's all online. Well, these guys charge like 5,000 TT dollars to get this report. Actually, I think it's more. I think the report is 1,000 US, so it's like almost 6,700. I believe it's so. I'll double check, right? But anyways, it's expensive. Let's just call this report $4,000 TT. And the industries that I'm looking at, I'm looking at the marketing manager salaries, right? And this is the industries that they were able to get the information from. Audit and consulting, automotives and machinery, banking and financial holdings, construction and property development, energy services, gas and oil, insurance and financial services, IT and telco, manufacturing, regulatory, research and education, sales and trading, utilities and transportation. Again, there's only, they've only surveyed, I believe what I'm looking at is they've surveyed 57 people, right? Because I'm seeing in the areas of automotives and machine, they've surveyed 3 people, banking and financial 6 people. So this is 57 people, right? So the median, so the average of all of these jobs, inclusive of all of the industries that I just listed, for a marketing manager is $329,394. So let's take a look at that. 329. Hold on. So 394 works out to be $27,449.50 a month. That's the average of everybody they've surveyed, right? The 57 people they've surveyed, that are taking up marketing managers roles. $27,449.50 was the average, is the average for marketing managers, right? That's the average. Now, I have a problem with that. The thing is that when you're looking at, remember, that was 57 roles, people working in those particular industries. But we know there's way more industries, right? When you look at almost all of the jobs that are coming out, right? Doesn't matter where you look, Caribbean jobs, their websites, what gets posted on Trini Jobs, Jobs TT, Island Jobs, their companies' websites. You almost never see the jobs in any of those industries that I just spoke about in terms of marketing, right? You rarely ever see them. Can't say the last time I've seen a marketing job pop up in energy services or construction. Yeah, rarely. Anywho, the average of $27,000 and the jobs that we see coming out on a daily basis are asking for a whole lot of experience. They want you to have degrees. They want you to have work experience to then go and make less than $1,000 a month. The most any of these jobs that I've talked about in the companies are wild. And again, over the last 2 years, all of the companies that I did videos on, they were all big companies with HR departments. None of them paid more than $7,500. None of them paid more than $7,500. And I just don't feel, right? And again, maybe this is the Canadian side of me, but there's no way on earth am I going to university, getting a degree to make $1,000 a month. No way. And it's become so normalized in Trinidad that every single time I drop a video or I speak about it, there's pushback. Well, what do you expect people to get paid? I'm not going to school. I'm not going to university to get a job paying $1,000 a month. These jobs want you to work 6 days a week. These jobs want you to be available 24/7 because you got to shoot content at events. You got to be up to the time on responding to all comments, negative comments, you name it. Every single time they want you to be on point. They want you to have work experience. They want you to have degrees. But then you're coming out. You're on the job market. You have the degrees. You have the certifications. You have the knowledge. You have the work experience. To get $1,000? Absolutely not. Then we have another agency. Then we have Lonzo and Sachi. Lonzo and Sachi posted they want a community manager. And that community manager is also going to be doing some content creation duties, right? Now, they want you to do a wide variety of things, right? And when I look at you guys can go check it out yourself. But when I go look at the qualifications and experience, again, they want you to have a bachelor's degree in design communications, 2 years of experience creating digital content. So even though the job is a community manager, like I said, you're going to be creating content as well. You need to know SEO. You need to have knowledge of HTML, content publishing tools. You need to know a whole heap of stuff, okay? And that job is paying $9,000 if you have all of the required experience, right? So if you have the degrees, you have the work experience, you can make $9,000. But if you don't have the knowledge, the working knowledge, then they drop you down to $5,000. Okay? So 9,000 TT dollars, let me just give you the US equivalent. 9,000 TT to USD is 1,300 US dollars. And that is one of the jobs in the higher ends of the spectrum in terms of what's available for people in the marketing field. $9,000. There is just no way that I'm going to school, getting all the knowledge, the certifications to go and work for 1,000 US, 1,300 US. That's just not, I'm not doing that. The good people are not doing that either. So I'll give you another joke, right? I did a talk at Southern Sales award ceremony, and basically they wanted me to do, they wanted me to show people show the reps why they should start using social media to start helping them sell more products. And I gave like a 30-minute talk on some data, how social media can be used, and some other things, right? I won't get into that. But at the end of it, two guys came up to me and they're like, yo, they're enrolled in a diploma program at one of the colleges here, and they've been in the program for 8 weeks now. And they're like, yo, in 30 minutes, you taught us and showed us way more in 30 minutes than we've learned in 8 weeks at the college program. So we have a multitude of problems, right? I have seen some of the universities' curriculums for marketing. I would not pay. I have seen some of the short courses for marketing programs in Trinidad and Tobago. I would not pay. I see a lot of the local experts. I would not pay them. I would not pay them to teach me. I would not pay them to do work for me. We have a major problem when it comes to the marketing industry here. And the thing is that I'm one of those people where in marketing, because it's so dynamic and it's changing all the time, I need to see that you have built something before I can ever even entertain working with you or talking about you as like you're one of the experts. The vast majority of people that are in the marketing industry here haven't built anything. And because we have a lot of international brands here in Trinidad, the Coca-Colas, the Nestle's, you name it, right? We have a lot of these brands here. A lot of the marketing experts here, they bank on the fact that, hey, I've worked with Coca-Cola, I've worked with Nestle. They're using these international brands and they're saying because they have worked with them, they're experts. But when you look at their own platforms, they don't even display that they could grow anything. They can't display that they're growing their own platforms. They can't display that, hey, I know digital strategy because, hey, look at my digital strategy. Look at how my website ties into my content. Look at how I can be found across multiple channels, both online, offline. Look at how we're doing SEO. Look at how we're creating short form content and leveraging. Like, you don't see that from anybody. So I look at these things and I'm like, okay, well, I don't see it in the experts. I don't see it in the people that are coming up from the schools. The schools are not teaching how to do these things because the schools themselves are not even investing in research and development to know what experts to bring in and what to put into these programs to keep it up to date. Let me tell you something, right? So you guys by now know, I'm a part of faculty over at the University of South Florida, right? So I'm a program advisor for the marketing program over there. One of the reasons why I love the work that we do over there is because every quarter, the program advisors from around the world, I have about 20 people from around the world, we get together with the heads of the marketing department for the university, and every quarter they list out some topics that have now become relevant within that quarter or within the previous quarter. And we break out into rooms. We discuss the topics at hand. We come back together and we deliberate on, all the groups come back together and we deliberate on everything that we spoke about in regards to the topics. And the universities now can take all of that information and then start to now implement it into the marketing programs so that it's always staying up to date. 20 program advisors from around the world. So I'm part of a team with guys from Russia, from Europe, from Asia, from South America, from all over the world. And every single quarter we come back and we are now deliberating and now helping to improve the marketing program at South Florida. That's what they're doing to stay up to date so that the students that are taking that program, they themselves know that the information is relevant, it's current, all of that, right? On top of which, whenever we see topics that are really important, we also have the ability to work with the university to put on a separate workshop altogether. So if there's something hot and trending and we want to host a workshop with them, they're like, yes, let's do it. And they're all for it. Because everything is changing so fast, they need to stay on top of it in order to be relevant so that the students that are coming out are prepped with the latest knowledge whatsoever. The schools in Trinidad are not teaching you the latest in marketing. Straight up. They're not. And we can see it because the people that come out, they then get jobs. They're working in these companies and the output is not good. But then again, how could the output be good when when these are the jobs the companies are putting out? It's doomed from the jump. So the people in marketing working at these companies are hamstrung because they can't transform their division to be up to date. They're not putting out the right types of job specs because they themselves, they do not know how marketing today ties into the overall operations of the business. So it's just doomed from the jump. They then put out this garbage job spec, hoping for a miracle to happen, hoping that somebody is going to have all the knowledge, all the skills, and be willing to accept less than $1,300 US a month and perform at the highest level and also stay. Because every single quarter, we see the same companies hiring, hiring for years. There are companies that we have been watching for years hiring for the same role. I did the Mina House job in the marketing executive 2 years ago. 2 years ago. When I told you I applied for Excellent Stores, their e-commerce position or whatever that they're still hiring for, that was in 2020. And I only applied just to see what the salary was. And that was friggin' $7,500, right? So the marketing industry on the whole is a mess. It's a mess from the schools not teaching. It's not teaching the right things to prepare you, and they're also not staying current. It's a mess from the employer side because they are not doing any sort of R&D to upgrade and transform their companies. They're hamstrung because they don't want to fire people. And this is the next thing, right? You know, I like to keep my episodes to an hour, and I'm kind of approaching the hour mark. But the other problem is that the companies are so fearful of firing anybody because of the industrial court, probably also not having good HR internally. Again, I've only ever discussed big companies that do have HR. And they don't get rid of dead weight. I've worked with a multitude of companies, and I'm like, yo, you need to let go of the people here. You have people that are working in these companies that are not upskilling in marketing, and even when the companies want to invest in marketing and training, you have the individuals refusing and telling people and telling the trainers and the company, well, hey, I don't get paid enough to upskill. I don't get paid enough to train. You have companies telling people, yo, unless training happens on company time, I'm not upskilling on my own time. So if you have dead weight. If you have people who are not upskilling to help your organization, if the companies themselves are too afraid to fire people and get rid of them, if they cannot transform because, again, they can't get rid of people, maybe they're unionized and the union doesn't want the company to change and they're handbugging them at every opportunity, then what exactly is supposed to happen? I had somebody that's in university right now leave a comment on a post, and they're like, yo, where can they find? I reviewed a job in the States, and the job was basically a part-time job, 15 to 20 hours. Depending on your experience, you were going to get paid $22 to $30. So at the bare minimum of $22 and the maximum of 20 hours a week, you would have made about 12,000 TT, right? And that person reviewed that job, and they were like, yo, this is one of the worst jobs ever. This student commented on that video of me reviewing that particular video, saying that job was better than most jobs in Trinidad and paying more than most jobs in Trinidad. That student commented and like, hey, where could they find a job like this? They would not mind doing what was required because at least you're going to get some money. She's like, I can't believe that I am wrapping up my degree and what seems to be the ceiling in marketing jobs in Trinidad is $7,000. She's like, I'm feeling like I've made a mistake. There's no way that I went through all of this education for an industry cap of like $7,000. Now, that's not to say that there aren't people getting paid in marketing, because like I said, I have the ERC report in front of me, and marketing managers on average get paid $27,000. But there's 57 people they have gotten the information from. There is a limited amount of those jobs available. And those people are not leaving their jobs because the reality is there's nowhere else to go. After you become the marketing manager for an oil and gas company and you're making your little $27,000, where are you going after that? There's nowhere else for you to go. That's it. You're just there. Unless you're migrating or working for an international company, there's nowhere else for you to go. That's your ceiling. So whilst the managers are getting paid close to $30K, right? And obviously that 27 is the minimum. It's the average of the minimum. If you're there for years, whatever, you work your way, you can get more money, right? But let me see what the max was. What was the max? Let me pull that up real quick. So I'll see the average minimum was the $27,000. The average maximum marketing managers are getting paid is $32,000. I made more than that last year. I made more than that for the past 3 years on my own, right? If you are in marketing, it's very gloomy if you're trying to work for these organizations. You're not going to get paid. If you feel so inclined, because this is not for everybody, freelance, start your own thing, get clients from outside of Trinidad. You could take some clients here, but try to get clients outside of Trinidad and work on your own, because at least if you're working on your own, you can make 10,000 TT dollars on your own. You can do that on your own. You can do that working on your own time. You don't have to be this big business. You could just freelance and you could at least make $10,000 and do it on your own time. Yes, you're going to have periods where you might not have a client and the money might fluctuate, but when you make $10,000 on your own, you'll realize how easy $10,000 is to make. Because $10,000 is no money. 10,000 TT dollars is no money. That's like 1,400 US. That's no money. You're homeless in the States. You're homeless in Canada. You're homeless in the UK if that's your take-home salary. $1,400. You're homeless. You're living at home with your friends. Not with your friends, with your family. You're living at home with your parents. $10,000 is no money. Even when you look at $30,000 a month TT, that's no money on the global scale. That's no money on the global scale. So overall, even the managers getting paid the $27,000 and $30,000, that's no money. I'm still not okay with going to school, getting all the experience, and that's the ceiling on my job. No, absolutely not. And with the rising cost of living, again, that is still no kind of money. That's no money on any scale. So the marketing industry in Trinidad and Tobago is a complete mess. Companies on the whole, not just in marketing, but companies need a reset. They need to understand what new tools and technology automations can we bring in. And they need to start to optimize a lot of their processes. They need to really take a look at what skill sets they actually need in their organization, because a lot of the organizations are holding on to people and skill sets that are redundant, but they just hold on to them because they don't know how to fire them. They don't know how to get rid of them. A lot of them are scared of industrial court. Trust and believe, a lot of them are just scared of industrial court, so they hold on to them. We keep on saying things like, what are we going to do with the people who aren't tech savvy? Okay, so is it that the rest of the country has to be held hostage because we don't know what to do with people who can't upgrade and keep up to the times? And everybody's got to suffer? The only way companies are going to start to pay you more is when they have now optimized all of their processes, procedures, when they have the right mix of skills and people internally, and they shrink their labor force, leveraging technology as well to do a lot of the jobs that are redundant. Until that day happens and companies can truly transform and trim their labor force, they're never going to pay you properly because they don't know where to start, they don't know where the money is coming from, and they just can't pay you. And if you're in marketing, it's looking very gloomy, because the people them do not know how to build a marketing department in this day and age. Working for an agency is not the answer because their salaries are garbage too. And I don't even think agencies are relevant today. Let me not say that. They're relevant if you want ads, but in marketing, no, I don't think the agencies in Trinidad are relevant when it comes to digital marketing. On the ad side of things, yes. Marketing, no. I don't believe so, right? But yeah, so my advice to anybody in the marketing industry is start learning how to do your own thing, because you can make $10,000 easier working for yourself than slaving, working for a lot of these people who have no direction or no idea as to what they're doing, right? And I know many people are going to listen and be like, yeah, but there's other industries that are underpaid, overworked. Yes, I get it. But guess what? I only speak about marketing, right? So, yeah, that's it from me, folks. I hope this was, a bit insightful. I hope you guys can take something from it. I really believe you guys need to freelance if you want to make the money that you want. Doing it with these companies is just going to be too much work. On top of that, we keep on hearing people say, okay, well, go work for the companies for the experience. The problem with that is that because these companies don't know what they're doing and their direction is bad, the salaries are bad, the work cultures are terrible, the experience you get is not good. Even when I look at international jobs that I've applied for recently, just to kind of, I myself want to expand my knowledge and whatnot, the experience that the companies have locally is not good. They're not doing anything that could help you. They're not doing anything that can help you. The things that you're seeing the international companies doing, we're not even talking about here. We're still trying to convince companies they need a website here. So what experience could you get locally that's actually going to help you moving forward? The experience, the quality of the experience is bad as well. So that's all I have to say about that. If you like this episode, don't forget to like the podcast, drop a review if you really enjoyed it. And don't forget you can follow me on Karen Rose on all social media platforms, or Google me. Check out the digipreneur.fm, the website to stay up to date on the podcast. And also check out the KarenRose.com website. Tons. I've been doubling down on the content I've been posting on my website. For the last year and a half, I've been focusing on the podcast, yes, but also giving all of my written content to the media houses, Trinidad and Tobago Newsday, Jamaica Observer. And I mean, that content over there has been doing well, but I've really been doubling down on getting back to creating content, in-depth content on my platforms, on KaronRose.com. So check out the case studies. Check out the digital strategies that we're going to be dropping. We're going to be dropping a whole lot of stuff on that website. So you want to go subscribe to the email list, go sign up for the push notification list, so any new piece of content that comes out, you already know, and you can check it out on your free time, all right? That is it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your weekend. Everybody, take care.
You've been listening to the Digiboss, Karan Rose. We hope your notepad was filled after this episode. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. The learning doesn't stop, folks. And to make sure you don't miss any gems from the Digiboss, go over and follow him on all social media platforms at Karan Rose. Folks, don't just sit there with a notepad. We need you to implement at least one thing into your business before the next episode. That's the only way your business levels up. Thanks for listening to Digipreneur FM. Now go be great.